I do this for my rounds, yeah. Feel like in the real life, dripping on sauce in a good life. You shine, I shine, and ain't nobody gonna take mine. I just wanna be a boss. I will never ever fall. Chillin' like a boss with my feet up. Got a bag for him.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the Chicago Bears. A big welcome back carry for David Johnson, who almost missed all of last year. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Set. 36.
On 2nd down, here's Breeze. He sets to fire deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. They give him a gain of 37. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 36. Now Breeze. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Fletcher Cox forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Shotgun. He's going to let this one go deep. Into heavy drafted. Picked off by the safety, Calvin Pryor. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how he wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is when we find out what he has underneath that jersey. Because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, that's fun, isn't it? What a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for him.
Fights through without a crease. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 25 yards, the pickup there, and also a first down. Now a play fake here on first down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They run it with Balazs. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Hey, tag 50 left. We're rolling. 21.
Stafford on first down. Throw left side complete. It's Burton. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is started.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1. Now the rookie from NC State, this is Nyheim Hines. Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
For Kidder here, it's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And this one is incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Throwing is Stafford. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Trey Burton, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bears have taken the early lead. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Bullock out now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
36.
Breeze to throw on 2nd down. Being chased out left. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Aaron Lynch in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. That's pulled in at the 32. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Bears take over. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, It was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, and maybe they got fooled and thought, it's going to be okay. And now they're probably a little upset that it's out there.
Because warm-ups were dry.
Oh, well, dry. Now you've got to make the change up, and it's the first quarter. Might take them a little time to settle in on their focus and concentration.
Now Breeze throwing on second down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Some guys just have a knack for creating turnovers. He's got a little bit of that going. He forced a fumble last week, another one there.
And it just drives teams crazy because they realize that certain guys, as you said, have that knack, and they're trying to keep them away from the action, away from the ball. But the best ones have that overwhelming desire, that overwhelming need to get to the football and make it happen, and that he does.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
40 got.
Now a play fake it at Stafford. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
Now Stafford. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. For Dallas Goedert, a really cool moment, his first NFL touchdown as the Bears push further out in front. And nowadays in NFL football, you have to account for all the receivers, sure, but the tight end's such a weapon, and they prove it right there.
Oh, without a doubt. And we're seeing now the golden age of tight ends catching the football. I go back to Kellen Winslow. To me, he was the prototype of what we're seeing today. We're seeing it each and every week now.
So here are the Bears now as they'll go for 2.
40 got. 4 down.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. Bullock out now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Aaron Lynch. Tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. To throw is Breeze. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Breeze. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. They go play action here on first down. He's going to look deep down. He's got him in. Complete. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Chicago. Make that now 3 first-half touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford. And the Bears will extend their lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And that will make this a 19-point game. Bullock out now to kick this one away. Now on the return, Brendan Langley. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
On second down, Johnson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. As David Johnson works his way back from the wrist injury, what are the hesitations, the cautions for him?
Well, number one, you want to make sure he's got full strength in the wrist because he's going to carry the football an awful lot, so ball security is important. And you definitely want to make sure there's flexibility there because he's been such a great pass catcher in the past. You want to make sure he gets back to being able to do that as well.
Now a handoff, Johnson. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be third and about the length of the football.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And not only will he not get the few inches he needs, he's going to go backwards. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be fourth down. They do go for it. It's Breeze. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. Now Balaj. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, add that play to his resume reel because he went to the Pro Bowl last year. That's how you go to the Pro Bowl. You make plays like that, big-time penetration, and throw people for losses.
Here's Stafford. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Jumbo! 50-50. 10. They go here.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jabal Sheard in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be fourth and long. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the number 1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own side.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Partner, we're into the second quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
David Johnson here on the catch. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Going to give him 12 yards and a first down. On play action, now Breeze. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. 1:59 to go in the first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Stafford. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
Balaj. And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
To throw on 2nd down is Stafford. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Zebra! 52's the mic, boys. 52.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Take it at the 37. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Here's Breeze, looking low. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up. By the safety, Calvin Pryor. The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10.
Real right, Omaha, remove that. 180.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. As the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. To throw is Stafford. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
On first down, Stafford here. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Back to the air. Stafford on 2nd down. It's caught. Stills right side. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Stafford now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Stafford. That is caught at the 7. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Alshon Jeffrey so dangerous even when a defender's near him.
He's got such a big body, ability to run, positions himself well, excellent control. And you're exactly right. Even if people are draped on him, he often comes up with the catch. He really symbolizes what people are looking for in receivers in today's NFL.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. 4th touchdown pass of the game for Matthew Stafford. And the Bears will add on to their lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. Bullock out now to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
So he comes out of nowhere. He's got this handlebar mustache, greasy hair, and he says, would you rather eat a jar of mayonnaise or 3 sticks of butter? And I'm look. Well, all right, never mind. 3rd quarter action now. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Balaj. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
Call fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. Exactly right.
They'll run here with Balaj. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. The ball still a few inches shy of the marker after the 3-yard run, so now a little soul-searching on 4th down. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They snap it to Stanford. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
White. Now give me radar. 10.
From the gun, Stafford. Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. He was looking that time for Stills. But they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Sliding out of the pocket. And his first throw since coming in is incomplete. The intended receiver was David Johnson. And it's 2nd down.
Appeared to me he was just trying to find an open receiver and got forced out to his right. Had to come off of a guy downfield, try to hit his back. Unable to connect. Should have been an easier throw moving to his right, though.
Yeah, much easier, obviously, for a right-handed quarterback. If he was going to his left, a little bit tougher.
Exactly.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And they'll go play action with McCarron. And that will be incomplete as well.
This has kind of been the story all night long, hasn't it? An inability to really get much done on 3rd downs, and it's costing them.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
I can remember a game here in Chicago a few years back. It was so blustery that Robbie Gould tried a field goal and just about kicked it out of bounds. Once that wind starts coming in off Lake Michigan, it can cause havoc in the kicking game.
The drive will commence with a run by Balazs. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Bobby McCain here, the one who brings him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
3rd quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hey, 22!
Operating from the gun. Stafford finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. Play action. Stafford. And this will be caught inside the 10. What a grab. That goes for a gain of 31. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there isn't a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally.
And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Sheldon Rankins Coming up the middle, gets in there for a loss of about 9. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. From the gun, Stafford. Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. A first down carry here for Johnson. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To the right side and complete to Washington. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. On 3rd down, Johnson. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting.
Looking for his tight end read, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashawn Melvin. And they'll start out with great field position. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Ready to move. Hey, 22. 40 gut. 40 gut. 40 gut. 40 gut.
After the run, now Stafford going to throw. Caught right side is Jeffrey. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. On 4th down, Stafford. And this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Now let's go. 3-19.
And McCarron will try again on 2nd. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Brandon LaFell, his intended target, and it's 3rd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Going for the deep ball. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Able to get there and pick it. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Now they try the right side here. Oh, fighting off the defender. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5.
21. Hey, I need one.
And they'll run it here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Of course, remember last week, week number 1, quite the opener for him. NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he does not want to be a flash in the pan. He wants to have that type of a game each and every week. Let's see if he can get a second award in week 2 of the season.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
To throw on 3rd down. Stafford. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Again, it's Johnson. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
I think we can say we know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
A pickup of 5 that time and a 1st down. The busy night continues for Johnson. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Now Johnson. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. It'll be a gain of 2. And speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. McCarron from the gun on 3rd. He's going to let it fly. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. A.J. McCarron looking to throw. And that's complete to LaFell. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. They go play action here on 1st down. Dancing to his left. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
They'll run it here. This is James White, and he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. McCarron, now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. Here's McCarron to throw. And a dump off to White. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. Working from the gun here, McCarron. Forced out to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14.
Now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
McCarron now to throw. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Cameron Meredith, the intended target, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working offensively. Now a right side completion here by LaFell. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And that is going to be no good. He pushed it wide to the right, and this score will stay right where it is.